chance to send the Thunder home. Lillard, long-range three, and it's good!
They traded for Paul George tonight, and they are sending to Oklahoma City essentially a record collection of draft picks, 4 first-round picks, 4 unprotected future first-round picks, a protected future first-round pick, 2 pick swaps, and outstanding rookie point guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari for Paul George.
Just in front of the banner?
Yep.
Knock it out.
It's early, but what are your thoughts on the new team?
I'm excited. I feel like we're really talented. And a bunch of guys that I've met so far are hardworking and are competitive. And with those 3 things, you can go as far as you need to.
I think we're watching the prime of one of the greatest guards the league has ever seen. And I don't even like SGA. I'm not an SGA fan. You can argue the ethics of some of the things he does in his game with the foul baiting, but the free throw merchant thing is stupid because he doesn't need free throws to be good. He just gets a lot of free throws, and it's the way he goes about getting the free throws. But if you overlook that, we won't talk about that anymore this whole video. This dude might be one of the greatest guards we've ever seen. Because I've been watching basketball since 2012, and I don't think I've ever seen a guard have a better individual regular season other than either 2016 Stephen Curry or 2017 Westbrook. Because you could say Harden, that year where Harden averaged 34 and all this, but if you look at the efficiency, SGA right now is averaging 32.7 points a game on 52% shooting. What guard recently has ever shot that high from the field? And for the volume of shots that he takes, to be shooting almost 52% is ridiculous. And I remember when he was younger, back before he had the braids and the aura and all that, he wasn't a really good 3-point shooter. But now this guy is shooting 37.5% from 3, which is very good. Because they say 40 is the pinnacle of shooting in the NBA, but 37.5, especially for a guy with a mid-range as lethal as his, that's great. And he's been doing this for longer than people think he has. This is the 3rd year of his prime. Because I remember back in 2022-2023 when the Thunder were the 10 seeded and they lost in the play-in to the Pelicans, he was averaging 31.4 that year on 51% shooting, which is insane. But no one really paid him any mind because the team wasn't that good. And it didn't really contribute to quote-unquote winning. His play style didn't contribute to winning, and they were empty stats, right? But then the next year, when he was in MVP conversations, is when the team actually started winning, and they started saying, oh, this is the fakest 1 seed of all time. The fakest 1 seed, they're too young, SGA is going to fold. And ultimately, they did lose in the second round of Dallas, but that team was still great, and he was elite that year. 30.1 points a game on 53.5% shooting, 53.5 from a guard. When's the last time a guard was scoring that many points with that efficiency? The last crazy efficient season I saw was Kyrie Irving with the Nets, that year where he had a 50-40-90. But even that's not 53.5, and he wasn't averaging 30. But SGA, this guy, the fact that he can go out there and make it look so effortless, 32.7 on 52% shooting. James Harden could not ever dream of being that efficient. James Harden was always mid-40s to low 40s on high volume. This dude is high volume, shooting a higher percentage than some of the best centers in the league. 52%? Are you serious? And the way he scores, he can get to any spot he wants. He comes off a screen, he's so slippery, and he can get you in the air, he can get you off balance. there's nothing you can really do to contain him. There's nothing. No one in this league can consistently stop him one-on-one. And his team is so great that when you have all these elite role players around you, a team can't just completely sell out and be like, you know what, we'll stop him and we'll handle the rest of them, because they can't handle the rest of him. If they overload on SGA, the rest of that team is more than capable of beating you. But when he plays well, this team is borderline unbeatable. They really set an NBA record for point differential, 12-point differential. You're averaging beating teams by 12 points every night. And Chet only played like 30-something games this year, and they still won 68. How do you almost win 70? How are you 5 games short of the all-time win record when your number 2, or you can say it's J-Dub, but basically you're either number 2 or 3 best player misses over half of the season? How does that happen? And even in the playoffs, people have been saying like, oh, all this efficiency is inflated. Like, I understand a lot of people's shot percentages have dropped in this playoffs, but if you even look at what he did in those last 3 games against Denver, what guard? Steph Curry has never, in a 3-game stretch after his team was down, they were down 2-1. Yeah. In game 5, he had 31 points on 52.2% shooting, which is good. But game 6, 32 points on 68.8% field goal shooting on a high volume. And even game 7, 35 on 63.2% field goal shooting. What guard since like 2010 has ever been able to score at this volume, at this efficiency, and he never looks rushed? I don't think I've ever watched SGA play and it doesn't look like he's not getting the shots that he wants. He always gets to his spots. He's never rushed. He's never settling. You can't make him settle for a bad shot. And once he gets you on the downhill, he's so shifty with these in and out dribbles and these pump fakes and everything, and all these like drawing fouls. Like, I understand there's a lot of times where he goes out of his way to like jump into people and all that, but like there is a lot of skill in what he's doing, and I don't like it. I don't really like him. I don't really like how he does all that foul baiting and all that, but like I'll always respect like how like crafty of a scorer he is. I really have never seen, since 2012, I've never seen a guard score this easily. Like Steph Curry, you watch him play, like even in his prime, he was hitting crazy shots. He was scoring efficiently. He shot almost 45% from 3. That was the craziest guard season, 2016 Curry, that I've ever seen. But even then, he wasn't getting on the downhill and getting to his spots whenever he wanted, like SGA. Like, this guy is really borderline unstoppable. And people will sit here and say he's only won like what? At this point, he's won 3 playoff series, so he hasn't done anything yet. He's like the same age as Tatum, and he hasn't done anything yet. But like, this is just the beginning. When OKC wins the championship this year, it is going to open the floodgates, and this guy might end up with at least 3 or 4 rings by the time he retires. And if he retires with 3 or more rings, and also gets this MVP and can maybe get more MVPs, we might be looking at a top 5 guard of all time. And the signs are there. I don't think this guy's going to slow down anytime soon, and OKC is going to be on top of the league for a long time. And I don't want to see it as a Rockets fan in my conference, and also as a Westbrook fan. I don't want to see SGA surpass this guy all time. But the way it's looking right now, like, I'm very scared that SGA is going to be a top 5, maybe even top 4 guard of all time at this rate.